Yeah, da, 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 da. Good day, everybody. This is Yin Yang in California with Morsels of a Thought number 1852. And I just got a haircut yesterday. I'm so proud of because I got a haircut yesterday. And normally, a woman like me who has long hair doesn't think of haircuts more than once every few months or a year. And I think it had been a long time. Anyway, we are reading Morsels of a Thought of Wisdom because I am intending to bring more virtue into the world. And let's work on the lighting here. A little bit of lighting. Work on lighting here. Sorry. Uh, Morning number 1852. I am bringing morsels of a thought of wisdom because knowing the right thing to do happens to be wisdom. Doing it is virtue. Now, doing the right thing doesn't always mean what you think it means. Doing the right thing can mean just doing the right thing for oneself, or even just changing one's mindset, or really jumping in and being brave. That's the hard part. So we go through what people say through their life experiences. Now, Ellen Fein and Sherrie Schneider are both married women who talk about the rules, which is a philosophy of dating that makes people want more of you rather than you leave them wanting more rather than less. When you leave them wanting more. Don't leave them wanting less of you, leave them wanting more of you, you know? So, rule number 42 is to date ASAP after your divorce, ASAP, as soon as possible. Now, when we know the right thing to do and then we actually do it, that's virtue. Knowing the right thing to do is wisdom. Doing it is virtue. Wisdom leads to virtue if we act on it. Okay? Now, date ASAP after your divorce. This is the rules for marriage, time tested secrets for making your marriage work. Now, if you don't have a marriage that works, look at what happens when people grow apart, like Ellen Fein happened to have happen with her. When she was an author of the rules, eventually she became famous. And by being famous, her husband and she had different dynamics to deal with then. And so she said they had grown into different people that than the two that got married. So they split up, and then she did everything by the rules that she espouses, and then she got remarried to a man who thinks all the world of her. If you look on her Instagrams and her Facebooks, you can see her husband's face there. He knows about the books. Yeah, he does. So anyway, date ASAP after your divorce. Take their examples because they're pretty wise people. Rule number 42 for the rules for marriage, in the rules for marriage. Forget all the books that tell you to take at least a year to find yourself and heal from a divorce. Some books suggest therapy, some suggest spiritual retreats in India, others suggest celibacy and detoxing from men. Quote, end quote. We suggest just the opposite dating, but not sleeping around. Even if you hear through the grapevine that your ex is having one night stands every night of the week, you shouldn't. You're still a rules girl, and you don't have sex with a man until you are comfortable doing so. But if you've been through a painful divorce, you need to date ASAP. If you don't jump into the dating scene right away, you will forget how to, and it will become harder later on. You will become like all your other divorced friends who haven't met anyone in 10 years because they're so busy going to self-improvement courses and divorce support groups where they meet more divorced women but no men. If some of your friends think that dating right away is impulsive or tell you that you are not allowing yourself enough time to, quote, grieve, end quote, stop discussing this with them. Only tell women who will support you in moving on quickly. We certainly believe in giving yourself as much time as you need to heal. Stay in bed and read books with a box of Kleenex and a box of Oreos by your side. You can look at your wedding album and photos from happier times and weep for 2 days straight. You can call all your girlfriends and tell them, but I still love him, or I'll never meet another man, as long as you don't call your ex. But while you are healing, we suggest you go to the next singles dance, join a dating service, or put a personal ad in a magazine. If you are reluctant to do the bar scene or feel uncomfortable putting yourself out there as a newly single person, we suggest you try online dating. It's easy. You don't have to dress up or even leave the house to meet men, which is great if you are still feeling low and not exactly in the mood to put on a pretty face or get out of your sweatpants. And if you follow the rules for an online dating, for online dating offered in the rules too, post your photo, let men respond to your ad, don't respond to theirs, let them email first, don't instant message them, you will increase your chances of having a rules relationship. Note, when we wrote the online dating chapter 4 years ago, we were not big fans of the internet for several reasons. Now, this book was written the year of, in the year of our Lord, AD, Anno Domini, AD. Where does it say? 2001, first printing, June 2001. So this has been 25 years. So 29 years ago, let's not forget that. If you don't jump into the dating scene right away, you will forget how to, and it will become, oh, hold on a second. Hold on, where are we? Oh, if you follow the rules for online dating offered in the rules to post your photo, let men respond to your ad, don't respond to theirs, let them email first, don't instant message them, you will increase your chances of having a rules relationship. Note, when we wrote the online dating chapter 29 years ago, we were not big fans of the internet for several reasons. We worried about the safety of emailing and meeting total strangers, and we did not like the fact that at that time, online courtships were more about chatting than physical attraction and chemistry. But now that millions of people are meeting this way, billions in fact, it's a viable alternative as long as you follow the rules. You will feel better about yourself if you have new men in your life calling and emailing you for dates right away. The only way to recover from a man is to find other men, preferably 3 or 4 men, to date. There is safety in numbers. The more men you meet, the more men will be calling you, and dating is the best revenge. We are reading the rules for marriage. Time tested secrets for making your marriage work. This is date ASAP after your divorce. Okay. Nothing will boost your shattered ego more than more than your phone ringing again with men calling for dates and buying you flowers. If you have children at home who are not happy about the divorce and don't want you to date, be discreet, but don't stop dating. Give out your work number or get a cell phone so these men don't have to call you at home and possibly upset your children. Your children are important, but you are allowed to have a life. Being divorced should not be a death sentence. Don't try to find out if your ex is dating other women or snoop on him or ask your kids for information. Don't use your children as pawns. They are suffering enough. Besides, the less you know, the better. If you find out he is hot and heavy with a woman, particularly the same woman he was seeing on the side when you were still married, you will be tempted to call him up and scream, "You left me for her?" Or call her up and yell, "Marriage breaker." Don't do it. Blaming her is like blaming the liquor store for your husband's drinking. Take the high road. Even thinking and even thinking and talking to your friends about your ex and how he hurt you will only keep him alive in your heart and keep you from moving on with your life. We have found that the amount of energy a newly divorced woman spends thinking about how to either get back her ex or how to hurt him, if channeled positively, could be used to start a business or redecorate a whole house. Tell your friends not to let you talk about him incessantly. He's no longer living in your house. Don't let him live in your head. Also, don't badmouth your ex to your children. Remember, you married him, and there's no reason they should that they should hate him, especially if he was a good father, but became not necessarily a good husband. If you have to see your ex or your in laws from time to time, weddings, soccer games, etc., be cordial. Do not seek revenge or try to, quote, take him to the cleaners, end quote. Get a good lawyer to make sure you are not signing anything foolish, but do not become a bitter, vengeful person in the process. Date others so that you fall in love, find happiness, and no longer even want to hurt your ex. As we said earlier, we do not believe in waiting a year for healing to start dating again. You begin to heal when you date, but we do believe in self examination. At some point, you should sit down quietly and reflect on why your marriage didn't work out. What were your mistakes? What could you have done differently so that you don't make the same mistakes with the next boyfriend or husband? Again, any introspection should be done in between dates, not instead of them. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay, now rule number 43 is rules for second marriages. Okay, excuse me. Is there a Kleenex around here? I need a Kleenex somewhere. Where is there a Kleenex? I have something tickling my nose. Let me see if there's a Kleenex over here. No, one second. No, you. Rules for second marriages. Second marriages can be easier than first marriages. What in the world is happening with my book here? Somebody cut the page? Look at this. Here, let me show you. Never mind. I'm not going to show you that. It's it's a printing situation. That's kind of cool, actually. Second marriages can be, you know how you ever see a page, a book, where the two pages haven't been cut apart yet? That's like the best. It's like, and they were printed on the inside and the outside. Anyway, second marriages can be easier than first marriages, according to the women we interviewed for this chapter, because you are older and wiser. Often choose a more compatible mate and don't want to get divorced again. But and it's not like you have to want to get divorced the first time through. It's not like it's what it is. What they're saying is that you are of a mind that safeguards against divorcing the first time through. So the things we don't know before we get divorced the first time through, we now know. So that's what they mean. But second marriages can also be more complicated because you bring baggage from your first marriage and may have to deal with difficult ex wives and stepkids. According to one research study, 2 out of 3 second marriages that involve kids fail. So know that you have your work cut out for you. On the other hand, you don't have to figure it all out by yourself. We asked several women who have been through it all to share their experiences and offer advice. My first marriage was all about status, having a big house and kids. It was all about me, 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 says Jill, a 50-year-old woman now in her second marriage. I was selfish and had a bad attitude. I thought, if it doesn't work out, goodbye, I'll find someone else. Women get what they want, and they say, ugh, I want someone else. My second marriage is more of a friendship. I have more patience, tolerance, and understanding. My expectations aren't as high. She also doesn't want to be a she also doesn't want to be single again. She was alone for 13 years in between marriages. Quote, "You're more humble the second time around. It's painful to go back out there," end quote, she says. Jill offers these 10 rules. Number 1, try to be the way you were when you got him in the first place. Try to be in a happy mood and be pleasant to be with. Number two, don't get lazy about sex. Greet him at the door with high heels, stockings, and nothing else. Do this even if you don't think your body is so great. Men don't care if you're overweight. You do. Men care more about sex than your weight. Watch sex videos with him. Have sex even if you're tired. Number three, watch the mouth. Be careful what you say. You can't retract it. Number four, men like consistency. They don't like neurotic women, manic and crazy. They stray from that. In order for a man to perform well in business, a man needs stability. Help him with this and he'll stick around. Now, we are reading from The Rules for Marriage, Time-Tested Secrets for Making Your Marriage Work by Ellen Fein and Sherrie Schneider, two married women who are mavens of dating and making people want more of us rather than less of us. Number five, wear long hair if you can, especially if your husband hates short hair. It's all about what your husband wants. Some men like a woman to wear a ponytail because it's cute. If he likes it, give it a try. Number six, don't belittle him. Build him up no matter what he does for a living. Nurture him. Pay attention to him. Be his therapist. Listen. Men don't feel close to other men, and they will tell you more when you're not demanding, and don't judge them. The nicer you are, the more he'll want to come home to you. Behind every successful man is a woman building him up. I have a friend who would kill you in business, but at home her husband is the boss. Number seven, apologize immediately. Number eight, make a big fuss when he calls you at work. Don't put him on hold or make him wait. Men buy cell phones and beepers for their wives so they can reach them at all times. Be available to him. Flattered, be flattered he's calling you, not someone else. Number nine, remember beepers? I remember beepers. When my beeper went off, I used to get off the freeway, run to a payphone, and call back. I did it one time in a safe neighborhood, and I said to my mom, Mom, I got off the freeway, but I could have come off the freeway in a different place. Why are you calling? And then she told me. So I'm like, Looking back now, we all need our moms for a good reason. It's because they brought us into the world and they know more about us than we do about ourselves. Isn't it the truth? The truth? You'll never find another mom, right? How did that get in there? Anyway, back to this. Number nine out of the 10 rules that a woman says for her second marriage. Even if you're in a fight, put dinner on the table and have sex. Number 10, if you need a lot of attention yourself, go elsewhere, to outside sources, to a therapist, friends, work, hobbies, etc. You can't get it all from a man. A man isn't going to save you or give you everything. Ain't that the truth? Other women told us that the hardest part of a second marriage, this is after she says this now, other women, other than Jill, told us that the hardest part of a second marriage is the baggage that each person brings to the table. Quote, after a divorce, you build up walls. You have to learn to trust again. You have to work on your attitude, end quote, one said. Then there's the issue of ex-wives and stepchildren. How do you deal with extended family? It's natural to feel some rivalry or bitterness toward his ex-wife, especially if she still communicates or if they are friends. Feel whatever you feel, but try not to show any jealousy or disrespect toward her or him. Even if he puts down his ex-wife, you should not agree with him. Just listen. He will respect you for not taking sides, even his side. Remember, he married her, so he must care about her on some level. He can say anything about her, good or bad, but you shouldn't. Be cordial when she calls or visits. Wish her well. Try to have a relationship with her for the sake of the kids. Try to be understanding and show self-control if she is difficult or rude. Obviously, she may be angry because she feels in some way that you have replaced her and or she is still single or wants him back. If you have children from your previous marriage, don't force your husband to have a relationship with them. Let it develop on its own and in its own time. Your kids may resent it that you are divorced and have replaced their father with someone else. So you cannot expect them to welcome your new husband with open arms. Do not play social director even if your children and new husband get along. Just don't interfere either way. Hands off. If you become the stepmother to his children, you must also if you become the stepmother to his children, you must also proceed with caution. Do not tell your husband how to parent his kids. We spoke to one disgruntled stepmother who thought her husband was spoiling his kids with expensive presents every other weekend and wanted to tell him so. We told her not to interfere. It's normal for a father to try to overcompensate materially for putting his kids through the trauma of divorce. Besides, it's his money. Don't force a relationship with his kids or try to replace their mother. She will always be their mom, so take a back seat. Let them come to you, says one stepmom, Irene. But don't be a doormat either. You need to work with your husband to establish basic rules. Homework, bedtimes, acceptable language, or you will have chaos. For example, you may need to tell your stepchildren nicely that rudeness is not okay. When he or she says, "You're not my mother, I don't have to listen to you," you can pleasantly say, "You're right, I'm not your mother, but I am your stepmom, and when you are here, I'd like to work together to get along." They may say, "Well, I didn't want you, I don't have to." Quietly say, "Well, maybe one day you will, and I'm going to keep trying." It is difficult to have an extended family suddenly thrust on you, especially if you have never been a parent before. So don't judge your feelings or performance 100, oops, too harshly. You may resent it that your stepkids aren't your own or how much work is involved. You may hate yourself if they don't like you. All of the above is perfectly normal. Try not to complain to their father. He will tell them and they will resent you more. Instead, talk to other stepmothers who can understand your feelings and frustrations and offer guidance or join a stepmother support group. Quote, I was single for 8 years in between marriages. I was not used to sharing or being around so many people. Suddenly, I have kids and their friends coming over to our house all the time. It got on my nerves in the beginning, but now it's better, said one stepmom. And her advice? Give time. Hmm. Give time. Now, this has been by the authors of the best-selling New York Times phenomenon, The Rules, Time-Tested Secrets. And where's the other one? Okay, here is, oh yeah, here. All the rules. All the rules. Time-tested secrets for capturing the heart of Mr. Right. This is time-tested secrets for making your marriage work. And what else do we have here? I dropped it on the floor. Sorry. Anyway, this book, it's worth keeping. It's worth using. It's worth having. It's worth reading. Definitely. Okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Old Kinderhook.